This is the part 2 of what led to the Nigerian Biafran Civil War. Now, like we discussed in part 1, when the NPC, Northern People's Congress, said they want autonomy, it was resolved. Because it was resolved, the independence of Nigeria was really approaching, and the British government, the colonial masters, were also working on it. Now, another problem that really showed that there is going to be problem in Nigeria, but unfortunately, it was the Igbos that took the brunt, was the 1962 National Census controversy. 1962 National Census controversy, whereby the South, the East, accused the North of overbloating population figures. AG, Action Group, NCNC, accused the North that they are always adding names, and overbloating the figures so that Kasi and Ugu can double in Nigeria. They did it because the white men, the colonial master, told them that is how they can do this thing now and become more in number and also control the economy of Nigeria. Now, Alhaji M. Kokori Abdul on 4th March 1964 said, NPC has come to stay and will rule Nigeria forever. Let me repeat it. Alhaji M. Kokori Abdul, a Northerner, said, and I quote him, he said this on 4th March 1964, that Northern People's Congress at large, the Northern Nigeria, has come to stay and will rule Nigeria forever. Okwa Hokru is still happening today. Kendi Kachi on the North Kachia, Nigeria. Other parts of Nigeria, Chiga Nigeria, nke alụtara n'ọgụ, nke adọtara n'ọkpọ, nke apịatara n'ọkpọ. But for now, the North when we talk of the North in Nigeria, it started then because the white men, the British colonial masters, laid the foundation for them, told them what they will do so that they will be in charge of the economy, everything about Nigeria, the political structure of Nigeria. And that is what they did. And today, the Northerners are still in charge of Nigeria. In every sector, in the military, in the police, in the civil defense, in anywhere, agriculture, is it economy? Is it foreign affairs? What is it? The military, the Northern people are still in charge of Nigeria till today. Now, after that National Census controversy of 1962, there was yet a serious fight between Awolowo and Akintola. That was the fight they had in December 1962. 1962 came as a very tragic year for Nigeria. 1962. It was a very tragic year for Nigeria. Now, the Premier of Western Region, SL Samuel Akintola, battled his leader, Chief Obafemi Awolowo. They are trying to ascertain who controls the Western Region and the Parliament. Now, Action Group was in charge of the entire Southwest. Action Group belongs to the Yoruba. That was how it was done. NCC belongs to the Igbos. MPC belongs to the North. Now, there was a problem whereby Akintola battled his leader, Awolowo, because they have divergent ideologies. Now, Premier of the Western Region, who is SL Akintola, does not want to buy into some certain decisions and certain things that Awolowo was telling him to do. So because of that, AG expelled Akintola because they don't want any problem with their leader. So they expelled Akintola, and also who was also the governor of the Western Region, and also the Oni of Ife, Adesoji Aderemi, sacked Akintola as the premier and appointed Dawuda Adegbami. Dawuda Adegbami was appointed to replace Akintola as premier. But Akintola went into alliance with the North. He went into alliance with MPC. He went into alliance with Ahmadu Bello. He went into alliance with Tafawa Balewa. And because of that, a state of emergency was declared in the entire Southwest. Southwest was locked down. The entire Southwest was locked down. And Tafawa Balewa appointed Dr. Moses Majo Kuduni as interim premier. On 29 June 1962, Akintola was reinstated. Now, Akintola was reinstated after being sacked by the governor of the Western region. Now, Azikiwe, Nnamdi Azikiwe, as the president, he's just a ceremonial president. He's not even a president. The real person in charge was Tafawa Balewa, who was the prime minister of Nigeria then. You know, so Azikiwe advised Tafawa Balewa, do not reinstate Akintola. Rather, let there be another election, probably runoff election or a run election, so that even if Akintola wins again, he can now go in. But they refused. They didn't want to take that chance because they wanted to plant their own person in the West. So the domination of the North in Nigeria didn't start today. What happened between Akintola, Ahmadu Bello, and Tafawa Balewa was what gave birth to what is happening today in Nigeria, whereby the North has dominated every sector, whereby the North will now tell you who will become your governor. Because that was what exactly happened when Tafawa Balewa, instead of conducting a rerun election, when Akintola was sacked as the premier of the West, he didn't conduct election. He reinstated him, which is wrong, which is not constitutional. Now, Nnamdi Azikiwe had to call the Army GOC, General Officer commanding the military then, and told the army to conduct election. When Nnamdi Azikiwe called the military to conduct election for this premier in the southwest region, he was arrested and placed under house arrest for uttering such a thing without the permission of the Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He was later released. This is history. Now, we are going, because of all these things that are happening, Akintola, with his deputy, Fani Kayode, formed Nigerian National Democratic Party. Now, Akintola pulled out of AG, Action Group, and formed a party called NNDP, and went into alliance fully with MPC to form Nigerian National Alliance, NNA, in 1964. But in 1963, before the general elections, Awolowo was accused of treason and jailed for 10 years. So when Akintola went into alliance with Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa, they conquered a whole lot of rubbish against Awolowo, and Awolowo was quickly arraigned, quickly sentenced, and quickly jailed for 10 years. That was in 1963. Right now, Akintola is in charge. Now, when Awolowo went into prison, the NCNC, that is National Council of Nigerian Citizens, went into alliance with Action Group, that is Awolowo's party, Kano People's Party, KPP, Northern Elements, Progressive Union, NEPU, United Middle Belt Congress, UMBC, and Zamfara Commoners Parties, ZCP. They went into partnership with NCNC, AG to form what we call United Progressive Grand Alliance, OPUGA. That was in 1963-1964 election in Nigeria. Now, the election was full of intimidation. The election of 1964 was full of intimidation, full of ethnic and religious utterances and violence that saw a whole lot of people saying a whole lot of things. Fani Kayode, the father of the current Fani Kayode we know, said, and I quote, "Whether they vote or not, we will win." That is MPC NNA. Whether they vote, whether Nigerians vote or not, MPC will win. Now, at the end of the whole brouhaha, MPC got 162 seats, NNA got 198 seats, NCNC got 84 seats, Action Group got 61 seats, NNDP got 36 seats. There was crisis in the Western region with killings, arson, and everything. Nnamdi Azikiwe even advised that this crisis and all these things that are happening in the Western region should be curtailed. But because he's just a figurative head of state or figurative president, he could do nothing. The only person that has the powers to do whatever he wants to do remains the Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa. I am going to go into part 3. Wait for it. Thank you for joining us.